Welcome to Daily Quran Reflection Channel. Verse of the Day. Visual. War-torn land slowly transforming into peace and tranquility, transitioning into Muslims praying in unity around the globe. Narration. Throughout history, mankind has struggled between truth and falsehood, between peace and oppression, between submission to the Creator and rebellion against His guidance. But what happens when truth is silenced by persecution? When people are oppressed for simply believing in La ilaha illallah? Allah speaks to this very issue in Surah Al-Anfal, verse 39. Verse recitation and translation. Here is the verse. And fight them until there is no more fitnah, and until the religion, all of it, is for Allah. And if they cease, then indeed Allah is seeing of what they do. Surah Al-Anfal, 839, Saheeh International. Context and explanation. Tafsir Ibn Kathir. Let's now understand the context and tafsir of this verse in depth, as explained by Imam Ibn Kathir. Context of revelation. This verse was revealed during a time when the Muslims were being heavily persecuted by the Quraysh in Makkah. After migration to Medina and the establishment of a nascent Muslim community, Allah permitted armed struggle, not for conquest or material gain, but for removing fitnah, persecution, and misguidance, and establishing freedom of faith. And fight them until there is no more fitnah. Imam Ibn Kathir explains that fitnah here means religious persecution, trials that prevent people from embracing Islam freely. The disbelievers of Makkah had tortured the believers, forced them into exile, and obstructed the path of Allah. Thus, the command to fight was not aggression, it was a defense against oppression and an effort to uproot injustice and liberate people's hearts. Ibn Kathir says, this means fight them until there is no more disbelief, and until Allah's religion alone prevails over all other religions. And if they cease from disbelief, misguidance, and fighting you, then indeed Allah is all aware of their actions. What is fitnah today? Reflection, narration. Dear brothers and sisters, while the battlefield of Badr may have passed, the battle against fitnah rages on, across time, societies, and even within ourselves. Fitnah today takes many forms: ideological confusion, suppression of truth, media, distortion of Islam, systems that exploit or enslave misinformation that keeps people from knowing the Quran. The hearts are under attack. The truth is marginalized. But this verse reminds us that our ultimate mission is to stand against all forces that distort or suppress the pure message of La ilaha illallah. Until the religion, all of it, is for Allah. Tafsir Ibn Kathir. What does this mean? Ibn Kathir explains, it means until Tawheed, monotheism, is established and Shirk, polytheism, is eradicated, until there remains no worship except for Allah alone. This is not about forcing people into Islam. There is no compulsion in religion. Surah Al-Baqarah 2-256. But it is about establishing justice, removing barriers to Islam, uplifting the truth, so it is not buried beneath lies. This was the prophetic mission, to liberate humanity from worship of creation and guide them to the worship of the Creator. And if they cease, then indeed Allah is seeing of what they do. This portion shows mercy and justice. If they stop fighting, stop oppressing, stop spreading falsehood, then no harm shall be done to them. Allah is all-seeing, and no act goes unnoticed. As Ibn Kathir says, if they cease, then their affair is with Allah, for He is ever watchful and will judge them accordingly. If their intention is sincere, He will reward them. If they continue inward rebellion, He is not unaware. This gives hope that even former enemies can change, that peace is always possible. and it teaches us to judge actions, not intentions. We leave the hearts to Allah. Summary of Ibn Kathir's points. Fight them until there is no fitnah. Remove religious persecution and obstacles to faith. Until the religion is all for Allah. Establish monotheism and clear the path to submit to Allah alone. If they cease, Islam always opens the door to peace and repentance. Allah is seeing of what they do. Every act is watched, recorded, and justly rewarded or punished. Spiritual and practical lessons. 1. Truth must be upheld. Islam is not a passive religion. We are called to struggle for justice, to stand against falsehood, and to defend the truth, with wisdom, words, and, when necessary, strength. 2. Islam aims for peace, not war. War in Islam is not for revenge or land, but to eliminate oppression and give people the chance to hear and accept the truth. 3. Allah is always watching. Whether it is your silent struggle, your silent tears, or the tyranny you face, Allah sees it all. Narration. The verse you've just heard is not merely a historical command. It is a divine reminder, a spiritual mission, and a call for clarity. We are living in a time where fitnah surrounds us, not through swords but screens, not through armies but ideologies. Will you stand idle as your brothers and sisters are silenced, or will you rise with knowledge, compassion, and unwavering faith? Here's what you can do. Educate yourself and others about Islam and the Quran. Establish Tawheed in your heart and life. Make everything for Allah. Promote justice and peace wherever you are. Be a voice for the oppressed. Share the truth of Islam wisely. Reflect deeply on the Quran and implement its guidance. Represent Islam with honor in your words and actions. The mission of Surah Al-Anfal continues, so long as fitnah exists and truth is obscured. Final words. Let's be among those who strive not for war, but for peace through truth. Who fight not with weapons, but with words, wisdom, and worship. Who live not for this world, but for Allah. Subscribe, share, and reflect. If this message touched your heart, spread it forward. Share this reflection, and let's build a world where the religion is all for Allah, and where truth reigns over tyranny.